Hi folks. Recently, the Democratic mayor of the city of New York, Eric Adams, he expressed his belief and reverence for God.
When we took prayers out of schools, guns came into schools. Don't tell me about no separation of church and state. State is the body, church is the heart. You take the heart out of the body dies. I can't separate my belief because I'm an elected official. When I walk with God. When I talk with God.
And that seemed to upset the extreme left, the alt-left, the heretics in this country. You see, because religion offends the extreme left. Afterwards, he was interviewed on CNN, the heretic station, the failing station. And listen to what the interviewer said in reference to separation of church and state in the Constitution of these United States of America.
Just to be clear, do you fundamentally believe in the separation of church and state from a governing standpoint? One of the fundamentals of the Constitution is a separation of church and state when it comes to governing.
Well, apparently when she said, what she really did was express her ignorance, her stupidity in reference to the Constitution. Because nowhere in the Constitution could you find the term separation of church and state. The Federalist Papers, which was written by those who authored the Constitution, nowhere in there could you find the term separation of church and state. So where did that come from, that people on the alt-left claim it's in the Constitution? It was in the early 1800s. A religious group somewhere in New England wrote Thomas Jefferson a letter asking him to explain the relationship between the government and religion. So he wrote back in the letter the term separation of church and state. And the letter was totally ignored for close to 130 years. In the 1930s, a federal judge found the letter. And he says, look, right here, separation of church and state, written by one of our founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. So it must be in the Constitution. That's the law of the land. And ever since then, they've been promoting that nonsense. Now here, let me tell you something here. Thomas Jefferson, one of the authors of the Declaration of Independence, you know what he did not write? You know what he did not contribute to? The Constitution. When the Constitution was being written in Philadelphia, Thomas Jefferson was in Paris, France. Vive la France! He was the new nation's minister representing America in France. So he didn't write the Constitution. So when he wrote separation of church and state, it has no validity with the Constitution, except for the alt-left placed it in there, and that ignorant lady on CNN regurgitated the nonsense. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya.